So this lesson is going to look at bar charts, how we draw them, and the types of data that they're good for representing. So bar charts can be drawn vertically, so they can be done standing up, which is probably the way we see them usually, but they can also be drawn horizontally, which is the exact same way of drawing them, but we just turn it on its side. The bars have to be equal width apart, so we'll see that when we're drawing them, and they must be of equal width, so every bar in a bar chart needs to be the same width, so we could use our ruler or we can use the squares in our copy to do that. Now this part is new, so some of us might have seen it in primary school, but whenever we draw a graph like this, we need to salt the graph. So you can think of like salting your dinner. So when we salt a graph, there's a couple of things you have to check for. It's one, did you do the appropriate scale? So when you're drawing the graph, you're going to see that we need equal spaces between all the numbers and equal spaces between the categories. Then the axis. So again, for a bar chart, we have a horizontal and a vertical axis, and we have to make sure that there's equal spaces between the values. Label. So did we label the axis? Do we know what the horizontal axis is showing us? This is just a way for us to understand the graph a bit better. And then a title on the top, and that just explains what the data is that we're showing. So is it favourite types of cars, best grades in a class? So then we have down here, bar charts are useful for showing categoricals. That's data that's in the form of categories. So like I said, favourite subjects, maths, English, Irish, favourite type of cars, Toyota, Nissan, Renault. Or discrete numerical data. So the discrete numerical data, that's the data that you can count on your fingers. So how many siblings are in a family? 1, 2, 3. So we could show that on a bar chart. Or maybe grades in a test. So if the grades were done like out of 10, out of 100, out of 200, we could show that. But it's any number that you can basically count, so whole numbers. So I'll get you to pause the video now. Your title is bar charts, put today's date down and take down this screen into your notes copy. So we're going to practice drawing the bar charts now. So this example, the following table shows a survey to find the favourite subjects of 30 students. 4 said maths, 8 said technology, 6 said art and 12 said geography. So before we start to draw the bar chart, it's no harm to just add up 4 plus 8 plus 6 plus 12 and make sure that we do have 30 students. So if you look at the graph here, I've already started to draw. Now these axes here, so this is the horizontal axis, this is the vertical axis. You should draw them with your ruler and they should be straight. Now along this axis here, that was one of the parts of SALT, was the axis, and is the gap in between each category equal? So there's maths, technology, art and geography, and on your ruler or using the squares in your copybook, these should be equidistant apart. Same goes then for this vertical axis. So it always starts at 0 down at the bottom, and then you go up in an appropriate scale. Because it only goes 10 or I think 12, sorry, is the highest one, I'm just going to go up, add a little bit there. I'm just going to go up, oops, it's not perfect, but it's okay. I'm just going to go up in single units. If it was maybe bigger numbers, you could go up in 2s, 5s, whichever way you need to. So if you look there, it starts at 0 and it goes up in equal increments of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there should be equal spaces between each of those. So now we're going to start to draw our bar chart, and we have to remember they should be equally distant apart and they should be the exact same width. So maths is the first one, and again you're drawing this with your ruler, so you're going up to 4, drawing your bar and down. Technology is 8, so again up to 8 and down. Art is 6, so we're going up to 6 and straight down, and then geography 12, so all the way up to the top and down. Now you can colour that in if you want to, and then if you notice I have the rest of my SALT done. So here I have labels, so I've labelled this one subjects because it's telling me the different subjects that they took, and here I have number of students because it's telling me how many students like each subject. Then the title is favourite subjects, or you can call it kind of anything you want, it just has to explain what's going on in the graph. So again, you're going to pause the video here, you're going to take this example down into your notes copy, then down here you're going to see in your homework copy I want you to do those 3 questions for me.